It was Kershaw Mania at Quake Stadium last night as Clayton Kershaw made his first official rehab outing. Now, I say official because he did throw a simulated game at Quake Stadium in Rancho Cucamonga, 4 or 5, maybe 6 days ago, where he actually faced quite a few of the Rancho Cucamonga hitters like Sean McLean and guys like that. But that was a simulated game. That was a closed setting, middle of the afternoon, where only basically Dodgers brass and people that wanted to see it within the Dodgers organization were there. Obviously no fans, and it was simulated, so it was not part of a game. So last night was Clayton Kershaw's first official rehab outing back with the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, and it was very successful. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk. You were watching the entire first inning, not just all the strikes and the good stuff. You're seeing every pitch of Clayton Kershaw. One thing I do like is that he threw a couple of different shapes to his breaking ball. You know, we talk about him being that big curveball type of guy. He's always had that big curveball. And then also he's morphed into being a slider-heavy pitcher. He definitely did that last night. The last pitch, there's that big curveball. That's not the best one. By the way, that's old Dodgers farmhand right there, Emanol Vargas. Good to see Emanol. Got to see him actually in Double-A Tulsa. Became a free agent. He's back down in Single-A. There's a good little cutter-type pitch. Let's back that up and take a look at that one more time from Clayton Kershaw, because that was a really nice pitch to strike out Emanol Vargas there. So let's back that up. Check out just the subtle late movement of that cutter right there. That's what Clayton Kershaw is going to be. The thing about him is he's hitting about 90 miles an hour right now, which isn't just unbelievably off the charts, but it is enough to where if he redefines himself to be more of a late movement like that. See that little cutter right there? That late movement. If he can be a cutter / two-seam guy where he can turn the ball left, you're going to see a couple pitches with some good run on it and give different shapes to his breaking ball. See, you saw the little cutter look. There is a breaking ball that's kind of in between a slider and a curveball that has a little bit of a right turn, but then also some depth. And then you've also seen the big 12-6 that we know that he has. There's that kind of in between, kind of slurvish type pitch, if you will, for Clayton Kershaw. There's another one. So really 3 different shapes to the breaking ball. He has the left turn to the run to kind of a sinker-looking pitch for his fastball, and then also a 4-seam that he rides at the top of the zone. So here's his first inning. Let's get to all of the action of his second inning right here with Clayton Kershaw. First pitch, see, there's that cutter again that kind of comes back over the plate, and lots of late life, which means you say, well, that ended up center cut, but when it stays off the plate for as long as that pitch did, and then there is that big 12-6 curveball. But if you go back to this first pitch right here, the late movement on it makes the hitter so indecisive that they have to track it for so long. They have to hit it so deep that it's just very hard to square up. So that's a really nice pitch with late life. That's the kind of pitcher I think he's going to have to be, is create late life combined with movement to keep hitters really just not being aggressive. And then also, I think he's going to go back to dropping that 12-6 hammer. That's actually a really nice pitch, but not the best. There's another one of those little cutterish type pitches. Try to get that one inside on the lefties. We see Tulsa, the drillers, they've been doing that a lot. To the opposite hand, they're throwing that cutter / slider underneath the hands. Tried to get it underneath the hands there of a right-handed hitter, but ended up giving a hit. He did end up giving up a run in this inning. Went back to that big curveball at 12-6, kind of what I was talking about just a minute ago. And there's that 4-seam up in the zone. I do think he's going to go back to throwing quite a few of those 12-6 curveballs just because he's going to be more of a movement, hopefully late movement, and then dramatic movement with that 12-6 type pitch. And then there is that run. Let's back that up and take a look at this pitch. Watch the arm side run. See that, how that ball moves right there? Let me go ahead and pause that, and let me back that up so you can see just how much this ball moves right here. So it's going to start out center cut. See how that ball's center cut? Now watch that. Look how much movement that ball has to the arm side, and then also downward depth. That's like a change-up, fading type tumbling pitch for Clayton Kershaw. So look at all that late life and movement. Then he actually picked off a guy in the second inning to finish it, of which actually wasn't advantageous for him because he wanted to face more batters. So now we move into the third inning, and Mike Linscock, another play-by-play guy of the Quakes actually felt like that Clayton Kershaw got an intentional pitch clock violation so he could face an 11th hitter because he actually picked off that hitter to end the second inning. So there's another cutter type pitch. Late movement, second pop-up you've seen off of that late life and movement to that cutter pitch. Let's back that up and take a look at this arm side movement again. This is just really nice. See how this pitch comes out on the inner half and up on the plate? Look at where this thing starts. Now look at where it finishes, all the way to the bottom of the zone, and it's continuing to take a left turn. And that right-handed swinger, as right-handed hitter, is like, wow, that is a pretty incredible pitch in terms of movement. So the movement late life so far is really good for Clayton Kershaw. There is another big 12-6 curveball that he tried to bury for some swing and miss, and then there's another huge one. Back-to-back 12-6 curveballs. I think you're going to see a lot of that from Clayton Kershaw for the second out of the third inning. There's another kind of slurvish type pitch. So let me back that up and kind of show you the difference. There's the 12-6. There's one of them. Now he's going to go back-to-back. Show you the different shapes. There's the 12-6 shape. Now here is the slurvish type pitch coming up next. Watch this, just the kind of subtle different shape that he gives this for a strike. That's more of a slurvish type pitch that has more of a right turn to it, and then he throws it back-to-back. So he's going back-to-back on his breaking balls. And you do that in a rehab setting because you want to get the feel. There's that four seam up in the zone. A lot of a rehab setting is just to get the feels back. The best way to do that is to go back-to-back on pitches, especially if you pull one like you did there. You try to get the feel of it. See, you went back-to-back again on cutters. See how that pitch is a little bit, not a little bit, but quite a bit more subtle than that 12-6. That's a nice little cutter there. Moving away from a lefty. Lefty has to be ready for that arm side run that Kershaw is able to get. So there's a good cutter. And then look at that changeup. Look at just the devastating tumble to this pitch. Watch this again. That is dirty right there. That's a great pitch. That's going to get right-handers and left-handers out. So you can see now Kershaw, he's starting to feel it. He's starting to get the feels back, and he's really feeling good, having a good time on the bump. There's another 12-6 curveball, and he actually ends up getting this out a little bit faster than he wanted to. Boy, there's another nice little just kind of pull the string type pitch for Kershaw. So again, he got a pitch clock violation. Whether he did it on purpose or not, it did give him the 11th hitter to face. And then the big one. This is the best one of the night to finish his outing. And he got a standing ovation, tipped his cap, and went to the house. Look at that. Clayton Kershaw, that a boy.